In this video, I will show you how to increase your hip internal rotation. So just to clarify, hip internal rotation is rotating that hip joint internally. Of course, that lower leg and foot is moving out to the side, but this hip is actually moving internally within the socket here. So if you're someone that's working on increasing hip internal rotation, or you have a lot of range of motion and flexibility, but you're unable to control that range of motion, this is a great drill to add to work on active control of your joints. So what we're going to do here in a seated position, whether you're on a chair, something firm, preferably a bench, or sitting somewhere where you can sit down here kind of close to this 90-90 position. Hips are at 90 degrees, knees are at 90 degrees, and I want to make sure before I start good alignment of the body. Okay, so I'm sitting up nice and tall. I'm going to use this PVC pipe to actually set up the foot and the hip. So you can see I'm propping the foot up there. I'm setting the hip up in a degree of internal rotation. I can just kind of rest that leg right on there. So I'm resting my knee and I'm resting my foot. I'm finding the end range of motion that I have for my hip. Of course, when you get into this position, there's always a tendency to want to shift, or as I'm lifting here, I'm starting to hike a little bit. So we don't want to force things. Go to your comfortable end range of motion for hip internal rotation and then hold that position. Use that PVC pipe to leverage that. So all I'm going to do from here while I'm in the end range of motion is I'm going to try to continue to internally rotate this hip, lift that foot off the PVC pipe, and use the top end of the PVC pipe here for a little bit of leverage. So I'm going to lift off, hold 3 to 5 seconds, and then relax back down. Okay? Obviously at all times I want to create tension, breathe in, inhale, lock some the breath in the lower abdominal area, create some tension throughout the body, core, glutes, lift off, hold, and then rest back down. As my range of motion improves by doing some type of, again, functional range conditioning, doing some type of other mobility exercises and such, I should over time be able to increase the angle of this. So I'm increasing my internal rotation and still being able to lift off, but obviously I don't want to force that. So I want to get to a point where I'm comfortably at that end range of motion here, but I still have a couple degrees where I can lift that foot off without allowing my body to compensate. So going through the, again, recommended number of repetitions to help improve your active hip internal rotation in the seated position. Thank you.